action-packed games, exciting matches, and intense plays. Idagdag na natin ang mga pinakabagong balita sa mundo ng sports. Lahat ng yan, dito lang sa DZRH TV Matchpoint. Welcome to DZRH TV Matchpoint. At ngayong episode, makakasama natin ang coach ng PBA Season 48 Philippine Cup champion na Meralco Bolts, si Coach Luigi Trillo. Hi Coach, welcome to Matchpoint.
Welcome, thank you. Glad to be here. Maraming salamat for inviting me.
We're also glad that you're here finally. Ang dami na nating usap. We invited you so many times pero hindi talagang magtugma yung schedule.
Yeah. I'm honored to be here. At least we can get it done now. So excited for the show.
Before anything else, batiin niyo po muna yung ating viewers.
Yeah, sa lahat ng mga Matchpoint viewers there, thank you sa pagtagpilik nyo dito. Honored to be here. And I hope you keep on supporting also the PBA and Matchpoint.
Okay. Coach, congratulations. You won the championship last season, Philippine Cup. Pero syempre, bago natin pag-usapan yan, let's talk about your vacation muna. Dahil ang bilis, parang kahapon lang nanalo kayo ng championship. Then ngayon, balik PBA, first game, opening game kayo with Magnolia. Kumusta yung vacation yun?
Okay naman. I mean, you know, it's been a long time coming to win this championship. Syempre, it's my first year with Coach Nenad. But it was very gratifying, not only for the team now, all the people who were with us at the time, right? So, just overwhelmed. Actually, nakakatawa doon. Right after that game, nagkasakit ako. So, 4 days while we were enjoying and had to go through all the rallies and events, I was sick talaga, siguro sa sobrang pagod. But we enjoyed 6 years since pandemic with my kids. So, we went out of the country. Tapos, Meralco invited us to Hong Kong. So, nagsama-sama kami doon. You know, we were able to go to Disneyland with the kids. So, very, you know, gratifying sa amin. And then, like you said, ika nga back to work. So, first game ka agad against Magnolia. But, very pleased naman. At least, they responded very well.
So, bali Coach, family talaga yung naging unang pahinga nyo right after the conference. Let's go back naman doon sa ating pagkapanalo. Coach, pwede mo bang ikwento sa atin? Kasi first PBA Championship title ng Meralco Bolts, that's huge. Pwede mo bang ikwento sa amin ano nangyari dun sa finals match-up nyo with San Miguel Beermen?
Well, you know, yung Ginebra series kind of prepared us for San Miguel din. Kasi mabigat yung Ginebra, right? So, you know, the road we chose wasn't an easy one, right? Before that, we were sa ESL. Bugbog kami doon. We were told that we would represent. Normally, top 2 teams yun eh. So it should be Talk and Tex and Ginebra. Ginebra couldn't make it. We went. But that also took a lot from us. So we didn't start that well sa start. We were 1-3-3-5. I think the key of this team with Coach Nena, that's our active consultant, me as our coach, and everybody is, when the chips were down, we found ways. You know, and little by little, we realized as the playoffs came, I think we were ready, right? So it was a tough series. We went against NLEX with Bolic and then Ginebra, right? Now when we got to San Miguel, you know, like I said, we have a lot of respect for them.
Yes.
They're a proud franchise, won a lot of championships.
You said it so many times during the press con.
They're well coached and they have good players, as evidenced by their championships. But we believe in our guys too. And, you know, we knew with the body of work we had laid this year, I don't think anybody gave us a chance, right? They were saying, and sometimes that can work to our advantage too. You know, you're an underdog, so we believed. And I think the nice thing about us is we're a team. So I think on paper we may not be as strong, as evidenced by preseason guys always don't have us ranked in the top 4, right? But somehow, consistency has been our key. You know, 9 semi out of the 9 conferences, 7 last conferences we've been in the semi. So it's hard. We haven't won it, right? Almost there. Bridesmaid, never the bride, right? Pero you know, I made sure in that press con, told these guys that we have enough in this locker room, right? And we believe in you guys. And it wasn't easy. So we did certain things against San Miguel. You know, we also were had some game plans, and you know, we got it done in 6 games. But credit also to San Miguel. I thought that last shot of Junmar was gonna go in, and we were gonna get to a game 7, right? But just proud of the guys, from our management to our head of our basketball, our active consultant, Coach Nenad, our consultants, our coaches, all the way down to the utility. We feel like we're a family, and I think the nice thing is we really earned that. We didn't have any shortcuts. You know, there weren't really a lot of injuries around. So now we have to, you know, we're thankful, grateful, but now we have to move forward to this next conference.
Yes, kasi ang bilis lang din ng facing championships, vacation, then balik na naman tayo sa PBA. Coach, kanina binanggit mo nga na you had game plans inside the team. Pwede mo bang sabihin sa amin, what has changed? Ano ba yung, this was your first year as the head coach of Meralco, di ba? So ano ba yung mga binago mo? Ano ba yung ginawa mo with your players and with the team?
I think stepping into this situation with Coach Nenad, we've had a lot of consultants in the past. He's a very good coach also. He brings a lot to the table in terms of coaching overseas in different countries, right? But it really hasn't worked in the PBA. We've had a lot of consultants who haven't won championships, right? But to me, what was very gratifying is we got each other's back. You know, we wanted to implement things, and it's not easy. You know, when you're trying to work with someone and you have to work hand in hand, there's a lot of humility. You know, you have to be willing, the willingness. You have to persevere. You really have to communicate. And I think I'm proud to say that on our first year, we made it work, right? So he does bring a different style. I've been under a lot of coaches who have influenced me. In my past, I have my own thing. We have, you know, Tim, Coach Norman, Black, Jong also, Virgil. I've had several coaches, my dad, but he brought something to us, and it was tough practices, right? So we did a different place, we did certain things, and then I think what was most gratifying is it's the all-Filipino conference. You can say we're the best team in the country, right? And it wasn't easy coming here. When we first started out, 2015, we were always 11th, 12th. We weren't really that good, and we had to build through the draft. We've had to teach from within. We've had to develop guys. We've had also to make trades.
Yes.
So calculated risks in that. But overall, it's gratifying how we're there, right? And we have to, you know, it's nice to win one, but now the consistency of following that up by holding ourselves to a higher standard every time in what we do, right? So Meralco's like family. I think very proud of what we did, and you know, this next conference we have to continue that.
That's Coach Nenad, with Coach Nenad's help, right, Coach?
Certainly, yeah, and all around. We have leaders all around. You have Chris Newsom, you have Elaine
Yes,
Maliksi, you have Cliff
veterans.
Hodge. There are a lot of vets in this team. The one disadvantage I think we would have, if you say, is our youth. But we're also, that one advantage we have is we have a lot of veterans. AD is coming back, Durham. He's 36 now,
Yes.
right? So the last time we had him was when he was 31. So he's a vet too, right? But we have a lot of also youth, a little bit now. We have, you know, Brandon Bates has stepped up, Bong, Quinto, Aaron Black is back. He's about 28 years old. CD Cancino.
Yes.
So we have some balance now in terms of what we're doing, and it's a nice mix.
With this lineup, Coach, sa tingin nyo ba, malaki pa rin ang chance ng Meralco para makuha yung championship this season?
It's, sa totoo lang, mahirap talaga yung second championship kasi ngayon may have a big bullseye sa chest nyo. So they know, they respect us now, right?
Yes.
And the teams will always bring their A game, right? So I think it's gonna be mahirap. It's doable, but it's gonna take a lot of consistency for us. I think it also depends on how far the conditioning of Durham comes back. He's got to be more sound in the terms we're demanding from him. But it's. I would like to think that our character, our confidence in ourselves, our experience, uh, can kind of offset some of the things we don't have at the start, which is, chemistry with some of the new guys, our conditioning, our reps in. So hopefully we can get there. By the time the semis come, uh, I'd like to think that we have a 50-50 chance, just like the other teams.
Coach, you mentioned na mahalaga yung consistency nga sa pagkuha ng championship. Paano nyo napaplan na maging consistent for this season?
Well, you have to be as detailed as you can in terms of technique of what we're doing, offense and defense, right? So there's certain things you're looking for from them, and you have to hold them accountable. So if it means you say that with love and pinapagalitan mo sila, or you stop a play, they have to know. I always say the what, the how, and the why. Diba? What, ano, the why, bakit, and then yung pangatlo, paano, the how, right? So those things are always magkatabihan, and they have to understand what the game planning is about, or the technique we're doing, and then once they get it, they realize we're all on the same page, diba? So, and it's always an evolving thing with us. It's never written in stone, diba? Each conference is different, each week is different, you can't plan for perfect things.
Your whole career in PBA is, of course, a learning process naman, Coach. Pero, from the last season, ano ba sa tingin niyo yung kailangan pang i-improve ng Meralco? Kasi, di ba, nagsimula kayo na hindi naman talaga sa top, then you face Ginebra sa semis, and San Miguel, and doong phase na yon, learning process din yun para sa inyo, and as well as for the players din. So, ano ba yung sa tingin niyo dapat pang i-improve?
Well, learning process is good. There's a time for it, but there's also a time that you can't have a learning process all the time, because we've been there, we've been in championships. The team is hinog na, so there has to be accountability that we can't keep on making the same mistakes.
Yes.
So that's where the learning is correcting them already and doing it right. So yun ang inaano namin. Things to improve on now. We're really looking at conditioning. We're looking at technique in terms of where we're supposed to be in the court, timing and stuff right now. That 4-point play adds a different dimension to the game now, right? So we have to adapt and adjust kung paano tinatakbo yun. So those are things on my mind also. And then we will get better as the games progress. We will get more in shape. The thing now is the first 5 games, we have to find ways to get a couple of wins. And we know we won't be perfect. We know we will miss shots. We know our timing will be off. But with that being said, you want the effort there. You want the focus there. You want the intensity there, and then everything will follow.
Coach, now let's talk about the fans naman. Di ba, kayo mahaba yung hinintay ninyo, mga players ninyo, mahaba hinintay bago makuha tong championships na to. And of course, alam natin na nandyan talaga sila since day one. And during nung nagsasalita ka doon after nung game, parang hindi ka pa makapagsimula dahil sobrang lakas nung iyawan doon sa sa audience. Ano na-feel mo nun na grabe, since day one, ang dami pa rin palang umaasa at sumusuporta sa Meralco Bolts?
Well, sa totoo lang, napakasaya ko, diba? I was in tears kasi people don't know how hard it is to make things work like that. And then, like you said, we have 2 types of fans. Yung mga luma naming fans that stood by us.
Yes.
And I think over the years, our fan base has grown. They're proud of us. We have a good relationship with them. We make sure that we go out of our way to spend time out of the country, out of in the provinces and here, and I think that's important to us, right? Without them, we wouldn't have the same. There wouldn't be a PBA, diba? So, sa amin nakakataba ng puso. I made sure in my talk that we always talk about Chris Newsom, Cliff Hodge, Elaine Maliksi, these guys, Raymond, it's always them. But you have to give credit to them, our fan base, and I'm so happy. I mean, I think this is something that they appreciate, and you can see na dumadami yung fans namin. So, nakakataba ng puso and very grateful.
Coach, let's now talk about you. UAAP, you played UAAP for years for LaSalle. You entered PBA, pero hindi as a player, as coach na agad. You went directly as coach. And you won the PBA Championship 2013 with Alaska.
Yes.
And you are the youngest UAAP coach at the age of 23
Yes.
during your time.
Yeah.
Coach, can you tell us more about Coach Luigi Trillo outside the court?
Me, when I was younger, I used to love to go out. I had madami akong barkada. I love my basketball. I had a lot of friends. Married early, I think. I married at 26. My wife's 24. I love nature. I love the beach. I love animals. May mga dogs ako growing up and fish at aquariums, right? But now, I have 4 children. So, yung pinaka-ano ko dyan, I love going to the supermarket. I love going market, buying fish and stuff. That to me is something funny. People find fun, but nakaka-relax sa akin. I find time for my children. I watch their games. 2 of my sons play basketball. My other youngest girl plays volleyball. My eldest is courtside reporter for Ateneo.
Yes.
So, proud of her too. But yeah, I'm passionate in what I do. I think I have 25 years in the PBA, but I'm still young because I started out early. So, grateful that it puts food on the table for my family, and maliit yung mundo ng basketball. I'm very thankful that my job entails me to be doing what I love the best, which is basketball.
All your 4 children talagang involved sila sa sports. Sa tingin niyo, Coach, paano niyo sila na-influence na pasukin din to?
I didn't really force. Like my eldest, si Ate Rocio, wasn't really into sports, right? She did a little bit of volleyball, but, just tried to be there for them with my wife. And then my younger boys, siguro, they saw me kasi I'm always in the court, right? I bring Mikel to tag along before sa practices sa Alaska. So even the kids there, they probably saw that. But to me, a father is being there for them. Doesn't have to be win or lose. And being supportive. I love being a dad. I love my things going on vacations when I can with my kids, whether it's the beach or with my family. That to me is my biggest achievement also. Obviously, I'm proud of my basketball career as what I do now is my profession. But at the same time, I also put time for my family.
So it's their choice to be in sports,
Yes.
to be involved.
Yeah.
And kayo naman, lagi lang kayong nandyan for them.
Yeah, well, I realize more now that if I'm basketball, you have to teach them a little bit, right? So when the time permits, I try to help them. But it's their call. You know what I mean? They have their own minds. I think they have to stand on their own 2 feet. And, whatever their desires are in what they do, I think as a father, you want to be supportive.
Coach, you mentioned tinutulungan mo rin yung kids mo, lalo na sa basketball. Pero ano bang difference ni Coach Luigi at ni Dad Luigi?
It's different. As a coach, you try to demand and call out guys, right? So it's different when you're a father. When you're a father, parang if pinagalitan mo sila, sometimes it's different, right? So you have to time that out. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, you have to show you care. Both sides, right? So then you try to... Sometimes there's different styles of coaching now. Before, you'd have... Uso dati, 70s, 80s, nagagalit old school. So now it's not important what you know, it's important what they know. It's important if you're able to connect with them. If you're able, makuha nila yung advice mo. Right? Because you could give them advice if the way sabihin mo is not good, they're not going to listen to. Right? But between coach and they'll say coach is harder. Minsan mas mahirap maging parent.
Okay. So kumbaga, coach ka rin ng kids mo, pero more gentle.
Yeah, well, sometimes there's tough love,
Yes.
right? And siguro nagigilty rin ako pagkatapos ng pagalitan. After a while, I get guilty. But sometimes, they need that because when you call them out, it makes them, to me, if it makes them a better player, a better person, that's the whole, ano of it, diba?
Thank you so much, Coach. So now naman, gagamitin na rin namin tong chance na to para itanong sa'yo kasi lately, nagiging maingay ang PBA dahil maraming changes na ginagawa.
Okay.
Maraming changes na inaanunsyo. So iisa-isahin natin yon. Okay lang
Okay.
ba, Coach?
Yeah,
Marinig
yeah.
namin ang... So, Coach, first, ang 4-point shot na nakuha nung Sunday ni Chris Banquero. Anong thoughts mo doon?
Yeah, happy for Chris. He'll be in the record books, right? But it's a shot that moving forward generates interest hindi lang sa atin, pati sa buong mundo. I think from a standpoint of where will the basketball lead to, may not be now, maybe in a couple of years, a decade, but there's nowhere to go but to move that 3-point shot further in, diba? But we don't really look for it. It's in the flow. Is it a doable shot? Kaya naman, diba? Nakikita na kaya naman. And it changes the game. So, you know, our governors have spoken. We support them. We're looking forward to it. I think you're gonna get more shots around there than people can ano. But I think yun ang inaabangan. Sa start ng game namin, guys were thinking about it eh. So, nagdadalawang isip, like Sinu. But CB, you know, congratulations to it.
So, vocal sila sa inyo, Coach, na talagang gagawin nila yung shot?
As a staff, I think we realized that, you know, the rules are in place and we have to adjust and adapt. So, ibig sabihin, hindi namin baliwalain nun. Are we looking for it as a set play right away at the start? No. But if you plant guys at certain spots or if it's off a kick out and it's an open shot, those are good shots because analytics will tell you instead of getting 2 points, kung maka 4 points ka on one shot. Yeah. But do we look for it? Do we, on the first play right away? No, it's not. But I think in rhythm, teams will benefit from that. Diba? So, we're still at our infant stage. You never know yung outcome. Diba? But I think it's done its purpose. People are embracing it so far.
So, for now, Coach, wala pa yon sa plan kapag nag-huddle kayo?
Well, we do in a sense that, okay, you don't run a play and then that play right away gets you the 4-point shot. I think when the ball moves around or on transition and guys are planted and you're kicking it to them where it's an open shot, you have to read. It's a 3-point shot there. This is 27 feet. So analytics will tell you if you take, let's say you take 5 in a game and you make 2, that's 8 points, right? And field goal, 2-point field goal, you make 3 in a game out of 5, that's 6. You're up 2 already, right? So I think the game's gonna be there. Guards now can control the league. Before it used to be a big man's game. Now it's getting farther, right? And if you put more premium on that being farther but it getting 4 points, that's going to affect the way we play it, right? So it's exciting. It's new. People don't know where it's gonna go. Not all teams have the same ideas, but let's see how all the teams adapt to it.
Competitiveness then inside the PBA teams.
Yeah, like just confidence. Some guys know they can stay there and they can make that. So there's a lot of things you can learn. There's gonna be more one-on-one. Teams are gonna be spread out. It's gonna be harder to defend guys from there, but it's part of the PBA now. So.
Okay, Coach. Next, remove the height limit for imports.
You know, we are the only league in the whole world that has a height limit restriction. And I think it was done because also to balance it out, right? So that has worked well. I think what we're realizing now is because there's so much demand for us to do well in sa international game. We represented the PBA in the ESL, right? And leagues around the world have more imports now. It's becoming more of an international game. But back in the days of NBA, you never had Europeans really playing, right? The stars were from America. Now, half the stars are from Europe, right? You look at Europe, teams like Serbia, Partisans, they would mostly be from Serbia. Now, half the team is American. You look at the way Asia's being played, Japan wasn't the dominant force before. But because they have the money and the leagues and it's run well, they have 4 imports. And now they're dominating. They're #1 ranked in Asia, right? It used to be China, used to be Korea, used to be the Philippines, maybe Iran. Those are the four. But the international competition has kind of evolved. So the imports, I think, is good. Unlimited height. If you want to bring 6'2", bring a 6'2" guard. If you want to bring a 7-footer, but I think it puts us in a situation that when we have to play overseas for the national team, you're used to that. Case in point, the UAP, they have centers now, and most of those centers are imports, right? So our guys get better. And that's just my opinion. So.
Okay, Coach, yung removal naman ng backboard violation.
They're making the game faster, right? So if it hits and it falls, they don't want to stop it. So that's why they're allowing it, right? But these are in line with FIBA. Most of those things are in line. I think the one that's not that we did above that, which our bosses or governors did, it's the 4-point line. Siguro because they want to make it a quicker game, right? But I mean, we're just gonna have to adjust. I think, kung titignan mo, 20 years ago, may mga naka-cellphone, di ba? And there were those purists na sabi, I don't want cellphone, pampagulo yan. Now everybody has a cell phone. So you have to adapt too, right?
Last, Coach, as a coach naman, yung Hashmark.
Hashmark's okay. I think they're being a little bit stricter now with that. But the NBA, I think, has a further Hashmark, right? So they wanna do that. We just have to abide by it, right? So let's see how it goes. Diba? Maybe they wanna keep coaches under control, and they've made it clear naman it's not gonna be a technical, it's a warning. So.
Yeah, it's a warning. The first attempt is warning.
Yeah.
Okay, Coach, ito, maraming nagtatanong nito after, syempre na-mention mo na kanina na after the championship, hindi doon natatapos lang eh. Ngayon, balik na naman kayo sa PBA. What's next for Meralco Bolts? Especially, you have young talent, CJ Cancino, and of course, AD.
Yeah, well, we want to make all of that mesh. So, got a bit of vets coming back in AD. Aaron Black's coming back, so he has to adapt to that. And then CJ in the UAP. So, he'll be able to help. He's a weapon. Very impressed by him. He was captain of the UP team, so character all around. But we have a lot of other teams that have improved also. Normally, when you're able to improve from the draft and go, it's going to be a busy year for us. We have ESL right in front of this also, but we want to continue what we're doing. And it's, again, it might be one step back before 2 steps forward, right? So, excited for Meralco. Glad that we were able to give that first championship. Now that we're there, we're grateful, thankful for that. That's on the side now. Now we have something in store, which is what's in front of us, this first conference of this year.
Okay, Coach, I'll grab this chance na rin to ask you, bilang bahagi ka ng isa sa pinakamalaking sports association sa Pilipinas, and katatapos lang din ng Olympics, and naging successful talaga, matagumpay talaga, and nag-uwi ng karangalan yung athletes natin, Olympians natin. Ano yung thoughts mo doon sa gold, sa bronze natin?
Very proud. I mean, if you look at not only the gold, but the bronze in what we're doing, right? So, just to be a Filipino at it, everybody was texting and tweeting. Not only our gymnasts also, but our boxers. It's very gratifying, at the world stage na mangyari yun, right? And we wanna not be satisfied with this. I think you also wanna continue being better, right? But Pinoys are very passionate. We're if you ask anywhere around the world, ganun tayo eh, diba? And ang laki ng karangalan para sa bansa when we do that. So I'm very happy also that they're honoring the guys who won medals. They're well deserved and they should be taken care of, right? So for future people, they can also, the kids, they can dream of being Olympians.
With that, Coach, do you believe na ito yung golden era ng Philippine sports?
I think we're in the right track in terms of other things. It's just not basketball. You have volleyball, right? You have Olympians, now different events. We're trying to do well in boxing, gymnastics, track and field and pole vault, stuff like that. But what's nice is that social media has also given us opportunity to see everybody. right? It's easier to look and see everything all going. So we are doing well all around. It's not perfect, but the main thing is you see how passionate we are as a Filipino people. In fact, we're hosting a lot of good events. We had the Worlds here, FIBA. Volleyball's coming here also, right? So, never-ending naman para sa atin yan.
Thank you so much, Coach. Sobrang dami ko natutunan, and of course, for sure, yung viewers natin, sobrang dami yung natutunan sa inyo. Last na lang, can you invite them to support Meralco Bolts and also PBA?
Yes, I'd like to invite lahat ng mga televiewers natin dyan po sa Matchpoint. And, you know, first of all, maraming salamat for having me. Sana makita po namin kayo sa PBA. You know, would love to see you sa games. And please don't hesitate to approach us if you see us around. Thank you sa pagtangkilik dito and hope to see you soon. More power, Matchpoint.
Thank you so much, Coach, for giving us your time and of course, sa pag-welcome sa amin dito sa Meralco Bolts HQ ninyo. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat din sa mga sumusubaybay sa atin. Ako po ang inyong host, Willie Borja, at magkita-kita tayong muli sa susunod na episode ng DZRH TV, Matchpoint.
Action-packed games, exciting matches, and intense plays. Idagdag na natin ang mga pinakabagong balita sa mundo ng sports. Lahat ng yan, dito lang sa DZRH TV Matchpoint.